for this main mode, we do have like security association, VID, nonce, and key exchange. So these values are shared in just one, like in one message, and
Yeah.
simply that was responded to the next one. And also there is a authentication peer, initiator, and responder. So that way, in that way, the authentication is after like just one message. After it's key shared in the same message, they would share the encryption details and key details as well. And once this is done, and we just to have authenticate in the third message. So this is the main difference exactly for the main and aggressive mode we do in the phase one. Any questions?
So the main mode has some like certificate field, right? So in the aggressive mode, there is no certificate negotiation.
No, no, there is a certificate negotiation in the third message, you
Okay,
know?
third message.
Yeah, like you can combine this message one and message three, you can combine it. That will be message one in the aggressive mode. And message two
Yeah.
and four you will combine, that will be message two in the aggressive mode, you know? You can
Okay.
relate this. Like these two terms will be combined in one message, like a two requester messages, two responder messages were combined in just one message.
Yeah.
Okay, like that. This is like security key exchange. You can check the security keys negotiation, and because these two have a different message flavors, like different
Okay.
messages for different reason. But in this way, it all the parameters was exchanged in the single message. So that is the only difference in it.
Okay.
Yeah, you will see the details in it, no worries. So also this is just to have a main mode and aggressive mode, that the way we set up the phase one exactly. And
Mm-hmm.
we do have a different type of VPN as well, that is a policy based VPN. In that way, we do have a, because policy to be there on the both end, just to maintain the same level of access, like these policy to be permitted in any way, just to allow the traffic throughout a transaction. So if a VPN traffic forwarding is based on policy, then we call it as a policy based VPN. And if that is some way based on route, there is a no more policy, just to have a route set up and those to be formed, default routes, you can see this. And this is basically just on ASA firewall, or like Cisco proprietary, these route based VPN do work on. But you do see any of the third parties, Cisco, AWS, Azure, and if any third party integration are another vendor, so that will be policy based VPN always. Like keep in mind, like what is the type of VPN they utilize, that is a policy based. So in the
Okay.
any of the terms, they utilize like 95% they utilize policy based VPNs, because this is have some restrictions and permit some routes as well, and they have some details that like precise to the subnet. Like both end have a different subnets, next end to be next end, you can see this is this subnet, this having a different subnet, and this region have a different subnet. So there should be policies for both end to be permitted in any way. So
Okay.
this was just a part of a basic overview. So I will go through the packet capture now, and will show you how this VPN looks like. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, I will share this packet capture with you as well. If you want to sniff off it a bit on more details, so you can check. You can see this
Yeah.
have a six messages: one, two, three, four, five, six. Okay. So,
Okay.
and this is a quick mode, and this is a, so you understand what is a protocol. ISACAMP is a protocol exactly, on which like a SIP you do. Okay. Just to negotiate the IPSec tunnel setup process, you will
Okay.
be better to understand on it. And yeah, so if we open this message, you know, and this having different keyloads, security association, you can see, and
Okay.
this here is a security association keys, and if you want to utilize it anyway, I wanted to show you what are the attributes they do share during the negotiation. Mhm. Net values, payload transfers. Okay, although this have a six messages, but that is a what a parameter they do share. Identity protection. Next payload. Okay, you can see first two messages will be security association, SA negotiation. You
Okay.
can see this security association, and
Uh-huh.
yeah, SPI is basically transaction identifier. So this SPI index will be like initiator and responder do have a like a security like SPI index, and this value, because you can see the initiator has its own SPI ID, and there is a
Uh-huh.
no responder SPI ID in it. Okay, so
Okay.
this is the first packet they utilize. So once the responder will respond, so these two have a initiator and in responder have both have SPI ID. You can see this packet.
Okay. Yeah.
Now you do have this value. SPI value is basically done. On this term, like they exchange the key type and the key parameter. They will like encryption and all the stuff they will share with one of them. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. You can see the attributes in the payload transform 3. Payload transform the like no authenticated and next payload, next vendor ID, IPsec domain. So in this way, proposal two means whatever the you can see this situation. Proposal two means whatever the attributes second peer will perform, that this will accept. You know, whatever the
Okay.
codec like a codec you do have in to the next device, that this device will accept in that way. In this this have a like a proposal to in the sense that will accept for the second device.
Mm-hmm.
And in the next message you can see, and the second device has been response with the attribute, you know. And also this is algorithm for the AES and key length and SHA. There are five key terms you have to understand, because that will be unique, that will be like common to be both like something to be common shared for the encryption for the both end. This having AES encryption, and SHA is have a hashing value, and group have alternate mode, and this is a main mode, exactly the group. And this is a authentication method to be pre-shared, and lifetime is a kind of a in this one. So these terms and attribute are very much unique throughout a transaction. Like both these values should be shared for any of the phase tunnel setup process. And
Okay.
yeah, like you do have a SPI index, like you do have these attribute. So that is a common parameter, like a codec you do have in your terms.
Mm-hmm.
So as you understand, this is a encryption. After that, there is a key exchange process. So whatever that will be, there is a key management, key exchange. You can see. this will be the key exchange on the third message.
Okay.
Okay. In the next message, you will see the key exchange to be provided anyway. This key to be shared for this one, and there is a nonce value is shared on this. Also key truncated. So key are shared for the both ways anyway, and these has value accordingly. The payload they do share, and in this phase, they will share the authentication details on this. In this in the fifth message, I have tell you they will share the authentication. So
Uh-huh.
and you can identify this from here. Mm, where this is identification, that is a kind of a authentication type.
Authentic.
Yeah, exactly. So they will share pre-shared keys whatever they do, but this to be encrypted. So this message to be encrypted, whatever they will share, only the endpoint to understand. So this was a
Oh,
kind of a good way to understand this phase one setup. So although it will be quite insightful to you and have a better visibility, isn't it?
yeah.
So and yeah, in this term, this is a quick mode you can see. In the quick mode, what will be everything. And the quick mode you can see like this have a both SPI in it anyway, with some of the keep alive communication they do might identify in the pre-way, and in the next way they do have their key shared, and everything, just a three messages to be there, and this will be just a authentication. I refer you this main mode because that have a better unencrypted way to analyze the communication. You know, if we have something understanding over the VPN part, they are totally different thing to understand. Very hard to understand what's going on and what was dots to be connecting. So that is a
Mm-hmm.
that is a good thing. I just taken this packet capture part to have this better idea what's going on the tunnels. So once you read on these topics, you do have a better understanding how the things works, because different vendor have a different proprietary way to configure it on that way, but the packet capture will be similar to any of them. Yeah. So
Yeah.
this was for the main mode, I can tell you, and yeah, and I will share you one of the document as well, and cover, I can cover the part two, but that will be quite a different thing. I have not gone through much on it. So IKE
Okay.
V2 have a just a four step, to visualize in that way. Just have a security association, and thus in that way, just they just do share the. Let me open that one of the blog I do found for that. This will give you a bit insight to that. IKE V2. Okay, I have not told you anything about the phase two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Data.
Yeah, let me tell you that. So this is a good understanding if you want to have just a 30-minute or 20-minute to understand it.
Mm-hmm.
So just you can go through this, because now you will be able to understand what these terms look like, and IP phases, phase one and phase two. It negotiate also in the phase two. It negotiate in a quick mode. Just if a phase one parameter, phase one tunnel is established, so after then phase two will negotiate in a quick mode, because that was for the things are already known for the peers, and they just do some encryption keys to be shared, and that DH group authentication, that comes into play for the phase 2 setup that have a and the data plane control plane. This is a data plane for the this one on this port, and a control plane on the ESP. So ESP packet was a part of a phase 2. So
Okay.
yeah, for the data transmission. And in the IPsec messages will be same. IPsec negotiation, the quick mode similar to aggressive mode. We have like aggressive mode and quick mode are same in the terms. They negotiate IC values for the there will be two tunnel form, right? Phase 1 have a control tunnel, and this have a data tunnel. So phase 1 have a control plane attributes and tunnel setup. So this phase 2 have a different setup for the data transmission, that IC value, security association, SPI details, and encryption hashing. So both plane will be different for the different cause. So there will be different algorithm and encryption to be this having a quite a strong encryptions and secure SHA values and hashing. So that is also good thing. And this is also I can tell you, like in the one day you will not learn VPN. It will take for you to while have some configuration and some learning, and that
Yeah,
way you will be master in the things, and
yeah, understood.
Isaac so you have idea for the phase 2 now, like the same thing we do for the phase 1 and same thing we do for the phase 2 in the quick mode or aggressive mode. Once phase 1 is formed, similarly we form the phase 2. The value will be same, and just idea the difference will be we utilize a different protocol for the packet encryption, either the ESP or authentication. So I
Mm-hmm.
taken detail from here. If you wanna look on this, you can.
Yeah.
And if you do have any questions, I can tell you.
Um, I'm just like a newbie here, so I'm not. Yeah.
How you feel on this? You feel some confident on VPN part to understand it, or is still bit
Yeah, I got a like basic idea how it is like communicating.
yes, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Always being I try to understand it very it takes me a month so to understand these different terms, but
Mhm.
VPN was a good part if you are something understanding any technology, if you are transitioning to the next domain. So VPN was a crucial to understand it, and yeah, client VPN. What is the difference in it, and they do what type of they utilize exactly. Basically they do have some policy based VPNs, policy based VPN for there are multi-site VPN, multi-session VPN devices. You do have Cisco AnyConnect, and I can open any one of them just to bit explore what was the client VPN.
Okay.
Yeah, that utilizes, you might heard of split tunnel VPN. Have you heard of split tunnel?
Um, Split. No.
No. This is basically they utilize for the client VPN sessions. This is exactly what does nowadays. This is bit insight for the different from the session. Basically, what end user have, VPN have every data to be encrypted anyway. Every data to
Mm-hmm.
be encrypted for every port. But
Okay.
these video streaming applications take a much more bandwidth and have a latency issues. Mm, if they will be traveling in the same tunneled traffic, there will be some delay and some voice loss. In that way, Microsoft Teams takes the advantage where this tunnel traffic was not going through on the earlier, which was like traditional way, like every voice packet was traveling through the tunnel, voice tunnels. So the due to performance related and issues, they tried to eliminate, like if voice packet to be transmit excluded from the VPN tunnel. So those will be transfer via local internet traffic. So voice packets and YouTube packets was always being excluded from the policy list for the VPN tunnel transmission. So if your PC or your VPN tunnel will observe the voice packets, so there is a policy on the endpoint that applied that will be routed through the external internet. So that way that will have some performance to be increased. And yeah, that also have a good stability to the internet, because different applications running parallel on the PC, and that may hinder to each other if they will be all will be tunneled through the same VPN tunnel.
Yeah. So
That
this won't be causing any security concerns because the voice traffic
Uh,
can.
yeah, basically, voice traffic are streamed to the UDP port, and exactly, and yeah, you have a very precise question on this. This is basically uh, devices do have endpoint security solutions, like Windows do have a Windows Defender, and my antivirus have like those are interpreted on the endpoint security
Mhm.
terms. So
Okay.
like some sandboxing they utilize to analyze any of the file sharing. So we are just exclude, like voice traffic are taking a bandwidth size, quite a bit large bandwidth size compared to other applications we do utilize. So that way, if we streamed over the public internet, and that is a good way we can increase the performance for the end user, especially for the UDP traffic. Although this is encrypted way, and different protocols are being authenticated, so that is a good way we can consider it just a unidirectional traffic. So that is less to like breached in the way. Yeah.
Okay.
These type of codecs we would utilize these days, those were compressed and encrypted codecs that Microsoft Teams do utilize on the end of proprietary codecs, and WebEx do others. So that way it makes also a hard thing to for them to decrypt the series of packets. So that is a kind of a good thing for this these solution architects, for them to take a consideration.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, zero trust architecture is a prime point of a talk. So that is also good session I will take as a next one. So I decide for the next session I will take for the Zscaler part, like
Okay.
ZIA. So that will be just exposure to the environment and how these things works, and you can better prepared for these terms. And
Mhm.
any questions I will take your concept